Good morning, my name is Chris Capper. I'd like to welcome you to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in sunny Fountain, Colorado. We are off of exit 128 on I-25, about a quarter mile west. Today we're going to be talking about the 2025 Winnebago EKKO 23B, which is on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis. This Mercedes Sprinter chassis is their new chassis. It is an inline 4-cylinder twin-turbo diesel engine that has more horsepower than the old 6-cylinder. Before we had 188 horsepower, now we have 208 horsepower and 335 foot-pounds of torque. This is also all-wheel drive. So all-wheel drive is absolutely the safest when you're driving in snow, ice, and water, bad weather conditions. That's exactly what you want. So just to get a few things out of the way, this right here is the Graphics Verdant 2 package. So this is that package. You can get this in, I think, 3 different colors, and you can get it with or without those graphics. So if you like it with the graphics, I kind of think it looks pretty cool. This is that particular one, the Verdant 2. So you'll notice we have the upgraded rims on this right here. They've upgraded the shocks on this and gave it a little bit more lift than what you'll see on a traditional Mercedes chassis. So walking forward here, or walking back actually, you'll see that you have this nice step right here. You have 2 security loops on this right here. So if you need to, if you're out here and you need to hook your dog up so your dog doesn't run and chase that squirrel, it's really easy to do right there. But it also gives you really easy access to right inside the cab. So a few things in this cab right here that Mercedes gives you is you're going to have right in here is going to be your jack. It's a hydraulic jack that pumps up, super easy to access. And under here is a tool set. So this is going to have the proper Torx screwdrivers for what you need to access if you need to access anything, let's say your battery compartment up front. Another thing I'll mention while we're here, and I'll get out of the way, here you have 3 memory positions. So what Winnebago's done is they've ordered this cab with the really awesome electric seating changes. So I can just move these right here, recline forward, bring that seat forward, but I have 3 memory positions. So if I put this in, for me, memory position 1, for my wife, memory position 2, but I always set memory position 3 to be that position that is easy to swivel this chair around. So that gives you 2 additional seats that focus back towards the cab when you're camping, which makes it really nice. And it's a really simple way of just having that set for you. In here we have a little storage compartment, and if you look back there, you have a Xantrex 2000 watt inverter, which is pretty neat because I can run things like my microwave or my air conditioner right off of that, which is running off of that 320 amp hour battery that's on the other side. You can get this in 2 different configurations. You can get it with the battery and a generator. You can get it with 2 batteries and no generator. You could get it with the battery, the generator, and then add a second battery to it, which is what a lot of people choose to do. So looking at this door is solid. So I used to sell Airstreams, and they would always talk about how solid their doors are. Well, this right here really reminds me a lot of that. When I slam that door shut, it sounds like a bank vault shutting. So you'll notice that how thick this door is and how good these seals are. This has 1.5 inches of bead foam insulation in this door. You'll notice there's no window in it. Windows don't provide as good of an insulation for that. So this is a really good insulated door. We look at the screen. You've got 2 screens on here. You've got the screen to keep the mosquitoes out, right? And the gnats right here. But when you open that, you got the screen to keep your dog, unless your dog's going Cujo on you, you can keep your dogs from going out there and chasing those squirrels and those rabbits, and then thus letting a nice air in there on a nice autumn or spring day. So you'll notice we're standing under this awning right here. You've got an LED light strip above this awning. This has a wind sensor on it as well. So if the winds get too high, it will automatically pull in. Also, if I were to start the engine, it's going to automatically pull in. But never rely on that. Always make sure that if it's a little too windy, bring your awnings in just for safety. And obviously, don't forget to put your awning in before you drive. You always want to trust yourself on these things. We have a little bit more storage space in here. And again, you'll notice every compartment is insulated with that 1.5" bead foam insulation. And what's cool, I can show you this on here. If you look, as this comes in, there it's locked into the spot and then it compresses in. So that's what gives you that really good seal. You don't see that in most manufacturers' offerings. Out here, we've got 2 110 outlets, and then we also have a 12-volt connection and a cable connection if you want to run a TV out here. Best in the industry, the Truma AquaGo. So this right here is German engineered. I took a training on this, they're pretty awesome. What this is a hybrid water heater. So it's gonna run off your propane, which is right underneath here, and you have about a 3/4 liter tank right here. And what that does is that superheats that water up. It has microprocessors and temperature controls that are measuring the ambient water temperature going in, and the temperature that's inside there, and then the temperature it comes out should be the right temperature because of the computer systems in here. These are really easy to maintain. Once a year or twice a year, if you're using this a lot, and hopefully you are, you just put a little descaling pack. They look like some thick Rolaids or Tums. You put that in there. On the inside, there's a quick, easy setting to descale that. I think you run that for about an hour, and then you drain it out, and you're good to go for the next 6 months to a year. The number one things that people forget on this is that you need to make sure that these are connected here, and then you close that and lock that in. So right here you'll see that we have two 20-pound propane bottles. Now these are super easy to exchange at any big store that's having them, Home Depot, Walmart, etc. If you're going for an extended camping trip and you're going to really be out there, you can actually get these filled like at an Ace Hardware or something, and usually you'll get a little bit more in there for that. And when you're grilling or smoking, you have an LP Quick Connect. So you don't need to bring extra propane. I mean, you can if you want, but if you just hook it into that, pop this off, pop your Quick Connect in there like that, locks it in, and you're ready to start grilling those hamburgers, hot dogs, or steaks. So this is a really exciting piece right here. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of open all of these. You have 3 doors for this. You have this awesome big door here, and then just a ton of storage in here. We got these molly boards, so that way you can lock up anything with carabiners or bungee cords, your climbing ropes, whatever it is that you're taking this out there to do. If you've got bikes or e-bikes, what Winnebago has done is they've included this really nice removable tray right here. So if you're getting some mud, some snow, or whatever in there, instead of having to hard clean this out, you just pull this out because that's where your bikes are going to be. And you might ask, well, how do I secure my bikes? Well, we have these little locks right here. You just push that in there, and I don't know if you can see this, but it'll go right in there and lock in. So you can lock these in. 1, you can put 2, 3, 4, and just really secure your bike in there. And I don't want to forget that this is a nice aluminum, strong aluminum piece. Winnebago makes this. They're one of the true manufacturers left in the industry, and they're really taking care of you on putting aluminum bars where they need to be. I'm going to show you a couple more. This piece right here, this is your furnace. So that's your air intake, and that's where it comes out. So this is a heated space. This also has all of that insulation above, below, and under it, and on the sides. We have 2 110 outlets on each side, and then we also have a 12-volt on each side as well. So if you need to charge your e-bikes, just plug them in right here. If they're 12-volt or 110 right here, the inverter will take care of all of that. So We talked about Winnebago making their own aluminum. They extrude that. They have their own company that does that, which is pretty neat. Again, we're at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fountain, Colorado. Notice these pieces right here. These are what Winnebago is making for this, so, and they're on all four corners of this coach. And what that is there for is when you're going around, you're camping. This is not designed, I mean, it's totally designed to be in a campsite, but it's also designed to get out there in the woods, right? Go on those forest roads. Be careful, it is all-wheel drive, but a good forest road that's still well maintained. If you're gonna hit some branches or stuff, that's gonna protect you. So now we are moving forward. So this is pretty cool. So again, what do I have? This 1.5 inch insulated door right here. All this is insulated. Check out this. I have another vent right there for the furnace. So that's kicking that in right here. Pretty cool. Got a light right there, outdoor shower right here. If I need to turn my water pump on, I can do it right here. If I want to turn that light on because it's a little dark out here, I've got an exterior and an interior light. Winterization valves 2 and 3. We got the other one on the inside. I'll show you where that is later. And these are all your drains. Now, I'll give you a little piece of advice on this. If you're out there camping and it is 0 degrees, you're totally cool. You can still camp in this. 0 degrees, probably below that as well, because this is designed for it. So what most people would likely do in that situation is you'd fill up your water here. This is your fresh water inlet. So you'd fill it up right here, and then you'd have this on tank fill. So you just have this on the tank fill setting, and that would fill up your water. And then at that point, you could take that out, close this up, and just operate on that because everything in there is nice and insulated. And then when you're ready to drain that out, you can drain that out through here, open that back up, you can refill it. Now, if you're really out there and you, let's say you have a motorcycle or motorcycle or a small car that's with you, and you've brought some 5-gallon water bottles, you can also fill that up right here. So you can just dump water bottles into that and it'll fill up your potable. And again, this is protected. So you can lock this right here so somebody can't just put whatever water that they want in there. All right, pretty neat. Attach extra solar here. We got solar on the roof. And this is your exhaust vent. This is your 30 amp connector right here. So if you are plugged in, that's where you connect at. So what I'd like to do is show you this really neat batwing awning. So I've got 2 zippers right here. I'll open this one like this, and you want to get that all the way open. And this right here pulls out. I grab this, make sure this is all the way. Grab this right here, and this just swings right out. Now I take this strap right here and just strap that right to this piece here. Now if I want to tighten that up, I can just tighten that just like that. So I prefer to keep that loose and then tighten it up there. And when I'm disconnecting it, I'm going to do the same thing. Now look at this. So in my boots, I'm probably about 6'1" or 6'2" right now, probably 6'1", I'm exaggerating. We have this pole right here. This is super easy to access. You just open this comes right out, and that pole comes straight down. And then additionally, part of this piece, which is really neat, is that it has all of these have straps. So there's straps in here, straps on each corner right here, and then right here, I have my tent pegs. So always make sure you take those back, put them right here, that's where they store. To put this back real easy, I just give myself a little bit of a slack, roll this back, boom, get a nice roll like I'm rolling my tent, because we're not tent camping anymore, we're in the big leagues, guys. And now that that's in here, there are some straps in there, but I'm gonna forego that and just pull this in. pull that in, and then we'll do this. Get that rolled in there nice. I'm not sure what my time on that was, but I got that pretty much completely set up, probably and broke down probably with about 2 minutes while I described that to you. So it's very easy. It's pretty neat if you've got kids or other friends that just want to hang out, be under an awning like that, and put their sleeping bags out. So you can have a whole crew out here. So we have our Onan Quiet Gas 2500 LP generator. It's not going to use your diesel fuel. It's actually going to run right off that LP, which is pretty cool, less maintenance, a lot easier to work with. Here we have a really neat setup. This is your water pump right here. It's all attached. If you had to replace that, number one reason people have to replace that is they left the water pump running with no water in the tank, and that water's a lubricant, it will burn it out. So you always want to make sure that you're not doing that. But if you do need to do it, it's super easy to access. You just need some basic tool sets right here, and you can swap that out pretty easy. This has a cassette toilet right here. So this is locked in. You just push that piece right here, and then this pulls out. And then you can drain that in a toilet, an outhouse, pretty much anywhere you want. So this is our 320 amp hour Lithionics battery. You can add another one there if you want to have two separate ones. Those will be being charged by the solar on the roof. It'll also be charged by your chassis alternator. They have a beefed up alternator on that, and your diesel or your liquid propane gas generator can do that. So there's your inside of that right there. And I'll show you a little bit more of that when we get inside. Your diesel fuel goes right here. So I had a lady one time call me. I was with a customer and didn't answer. She called me back again. I answered. She's like, Chris, where's the diesel fuel? I'm like, ma'am, it's right there. So she just forgot where it was. So don't forget that one. It's important. Another step up with two of those security loops. And then let me give you a quick show of that engine, and then we'll get inside. So these engines are really well built. It's Mercedes. Mercedes, part of that Daimler Chrysler worldwide organization. They just build amazing vehicles. I own a Mercedes. I actually absolutely love them. This is where you put your this is your radiator fluid. Everything's super easy to access, right? Over here's your engine control module, electronics control module. It's where you put your wiper fluid in. And these wipers are pretty cool because when you're have your windshield wipers engaged with that fluid coming out, it actually spreads it out over the entire windshield, not just a little squirt from here. If you need to charge your battery, you just push this in right here, rotate it. That's where you're positive, that's where you're negative. You do that in reverse order there. And it's super easy to work through. So this has all the things that you might expect a Mercedes to have. Has the adaptive cruise control, the lane assist, and more on that. So, all right, let's go inside. Automatic steps, we have two of those right here. Bringing that awning in. So we talked about being up here. So what's really cool with this setup, this has the Mercedes infotainment or info system right here. You can actually talk to it, train it. You can Bluetooth into it, which is pretty neat. A couple things I usually forget to show is you have more additional storage up here. You can attach your phone in there to mirror your phone. 2 USB-Cs. Let me turn this down. 2 USB-C attachments right here, so I could just put my phone in there and attach that and have that charging in there. 2 cup holders right here. If I put this in reverse, I have a really good wide view right there. So between that camera, I can change it to be a wider view or a tight view if I'm going in to see something tighter. So let me put that back in park so I don't forget. Obviously, we're going to recommend you always use your mirrors, but there's that. So right here, on this right here, you can see we have just the miles from the factory on here. I have adaptive cruise control on this. So with the adaptive cruise control, I can set that when I'm driving right here, and then I can set, if you notice these 2 vehicles right here, that's the closest one. There you go, there, moves out further, and then that's the longest one. So if we're in snow or ice or just bad weather conditions, I'm gonna keep it there. But typically on my car, if I'm in traffic, I keep it here or here. And what do I mean when I say keep it there? So when I set this, if I'm going down, this is 65 miles an hour, and it's the speed limit, and I set this at 65, somebody gets in front of me and slows down, this is going to slow down. If they slam on their brakes, this is going to hit their brakes. So you don't have to hit your brakes. You're probably going to. Someone slams on their brakes, and I would recommend that. So when you want to get back to the speed that you were at before, instead of resetting it and getting it up there, just push this up right here, and that will go back. So if you're at 45 and you were set at 65 and traffic is cleared up, you push that right there. It's just going to quickly bring you to that 65 mile an hour mark. So everything is super easy to access. This is our home screen. I can actually just touch this right here, see what service I need, trip logs. I prefer to keep it at right there because that's what I want to see. I want to see my miles per hour really quick in front of me. If there's a problem with something, it's going to come up and tell you that you have an issue there, which is going to be really nice. You have heat on the seats. You can lock and unlock right here. Both of these seats have a lumbar support, so you can get that lumbar inflated or deflated where you want it, and you can raise or lower it to where it gets that perfect spot in your back. Okay, plenty of cup holders around here, so you see all that. So let's get out of the cab right here, and let's see if this one is set for 3. Yeah, so what I did is set this on to spin around. So number 3, like I mentioned right there, is going to make this super easy to twist around. And then I just take this piece right here. I guess this wasn't set all the way for 3. I'll reprogram that. Oh. It would help to have the emergency brake down. So now I don't want it to be in that uncomfortable position. I'll put it back in 1. And here's that lumbar support that we talked about. This is it right here. So forward will push that out, that balloon out. Backwards will push it in. So you also have an ability to extend this. So if you're long-legged, extend that, bring it in right there. So we can have both of these turned around. We can all be, 2 of us can be sitting here talking, have dinner. This makes into a bed as well. This comes down, and we'll get into that shortly. So we have 3 settings on these windows. This is completely with your blackout shades. This is with your screen. And I'm going to show it actually on this since we have this paper here. Sorry about that, guys. So here's your screen. And then you can open that, and you have nothing. So if I want to just open my windows, and these are dual pane acrylic windows right here, which do increase the winterization, or keeps the hot out and the cold out. So that'll just set right there. You can tighten that down here. If you want to just have a little bit of air coming in here, let's say you're not running your air conditioner, you can run your fan, which is right above me. I'll show you that. You just set these right here. So these are locked. You can't open that, but you do have a gap to let the air in. So if I were to come up here and push this fan, what that's going to do on all of my windows, it's going to draw that air from the outside, pull it in, and bring it out here. And this runs pretty fast, and there's a cover over it too, so even if it rains, you can still have this running. If you're driving down the road, you can have this running. So what's cool about that is it's bringing that fresh air out and exhausting the heat that might come up here. All right, so let's get these closed properly. And then bring that down. Now, if you are in very hot or very cold temperatures, by just raising this, that does give you a slight insulative value on that because it's creating a mostly dead air space, which is what I would be doing. With this right here, there's a dash and two window covers that radiate that sun back out to where it came from, and it really lowers the temperature inside the cab. What's also cool is that Winnebago has provided you, knowing you're going to be in extreme heat and cold conditions, they've provided this heavy, thick, insulated blanket. See, we have a radiative barrier right there to radiate that heat back. So in the hot or cold, you just apply this right across here, and it's basically going to shut out this area, creating another dead air space to where you're cold in here if it's hot outside, or warm in here if it's cold outside. So Winnebago is just doing amazing things with that. They're listening to their customers is what they're doing. So we have 4 seat belted positions. Obviously driver, passenger. We have a seat belt here, which is a lap belt, and then a seat belt right here, which is going to have that shoulder harness. And then so if you have a kid or a passenger here, they can have this up and they can have their laptop, their iPad, tablet, or just a regular phone chilling out right there. So moving back here, here's some cool stuff. So here's my solar charge controller. So you see that we're pulling 13.6 volts from the sun right now, free God-given energy. And right here, you'll notice the air conditioner's running. My generator's not. It's running off of the Xantrex, off that 320 amp hour Lithionics battery. So right here, I can click this or just push that. It's touchscreen. I had this on cool. It's currently 83 in here, a little warmer than I would prefer. I just turned that on right when we started the video, about 30 seconds before that. I have the fan on low right here. I can adjust that fan, put that on auto, low, medium, or high. But for the sake of the video, I'll keep it on low. More storage space up here. We have 2 110 outlets and a USB-C and a USB-A outlet and a 12-volt outlet. There are outlets throughout this entire coach, guys. So for our electronics dependent society, this has what you're looking for. And by the way, how many coaches of this size do you have a refrigerator freezer of this size? So LED lit right here. You have nice door storage here, but drawer storage here, shelf storage, another drawer storage here, and then freezer as well. So, and if you're really going out for a long time, you can take a Dometic cooler, strap that down in the back, plug that into that 12 volt right there, or that 110, and you can have more frozen food as well if that's not enough for you. So I'm gonna scooch over here, and we'll start with this right here. So here I've got my microwave. This microwave is pretty cool because not only is it a microwave option, and that's the pieces in there, it also has an oven option. So you can bake a freaking cake in there. You can bake a pizza. You just set it up properly, turn these on right here, and it's going to cook it just like you think you would in a normal nice toaster oven at home. More storage up here, adjustable shelving storage right here. And check this out. So you'll see nice pieces throughout. This has got the spray and the regular flow right here, but Winnebago has thought of everything. So first of all, I've got a cutting board right here. I can use either side, either piece of that. And look at this absolutely huge sink right here. It is an absolutely huge bowl. That's probably 3 gallons. I'm not sure. It's pretty deep. and you got your little strainer built into that to keep any particles out of your gray tank. So, and then when you're driving, just pop that back in. Or if you're just preparing food, right? I need a space to prepare food. So here I've got my true induction cooktop. I can pop that out, put it here, I can plug it in, and then I also have a larger cutting board right here. So I can put this in right here and just cut on this. So if you don't want to use that, or if you're using that for your small vegetables, your onion, and then you're doing your meat right here, perfect. True induction, amazing way of cooking, is absolutely the most efficient. And the reason for that is because it doesn't, the heat transfer is directly to the pan. So that is heating it up perfectly, the most efficient way of boiling water. So looking in here, this is pretty sweet. So you've got your shower with a nice little teak flooring right there. And then we have our portable toilet, our cassette toilet, our sink, more outlets in there, more storage in there, another window. Right here is pretty cool because this is where I can control my furnace, and I can control the water heater right there. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but we'll go over that with you when you are getting your walkthrough. Now, what's pretty neat about this is, first of all, let me show you this. This is a Molly bed right there, and so that system, the more weight that pushes down, the more that pushes back against you. So it really makes these nice foam mattresses really nice. You can bring this entire piece up. It's kind of an easy way on camera to see what we got here. This is the pole that for the table that I'm going to show you in a moment, a little hanging space so we can move that out of the way. This right here is just some stuff that Winnebago throws in there for you. And then this opens up from here, which is the way you normally access this. This is your other winterization valve because your Truma AquaGo water heater and furnace is right there. We have a nice drawer here, a nice drawer here, and guess what? We got the same exact thing right here. So you can see that. So there's our drawer, more space right there, access to your components below that. And there's a space right here to put a TV if you'd like to have a TV. Most people using this probably don't care about having a TV back here. Moving this around, this piece right here has a two cup holders right here and a place. So if you just want to sit back here and eat, you can just put this however you want. Obviously you won't have the plastic on that. We've got more lighting right here. Again, more electronics right here. 12 volt, USB-A, USB-C, 110 place if you need to run your cords through that. You can just pop it right through there. And again, you have the same thing on here and the same thing back there. So wherever you need to plug something in, really cool. All right, the last thing I'm going to show you guys, it's going to be this little table. I'm going to set this here. And then this is actually snapped in. So you just pull this out, unsnap that. And this is a really cool piece of engineering. I'm really impressed with whoever made this right here. Because this right here, if I've got that unlocked, can move really in any position. So let's see what that looks like when we get it set up. So let me switch places with you. This right here will come down if I want it to, but I'm not going to set up the bed. I'm just going to set up the table. So where did I put this? Right here. Now what you want to do is you want to align this with this, get it to where I'm not going to hit that other table. There, so now you can see that engineering in action. I can move this any way that I wish. So with that chair turned around, this turned around, I can have 1, 2, 3, probably 4, 5 people sitting down and eating, playing cards, talking about doing their next hiking trip, their next kayaking trip, whatever that might be. If I have somebody, so I can obviously 2 twins right there that if I bring that one piece down makes into basically a king. I also have kind of a bit more than a twin, a little bit less than a full size when I put this down and set this into the bed setting. These also come with a pop top if you want. You do lose a little bit of solar. That air conditioner gets pushed back a little bit, but you actually can have a pop top in here that has a ladder, climb up there. You can probably fit 3 adults in there. Little tight, but not too tight, and all your kids. So this is the 2025 Winnebago EKKO. This 23B. It's on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis, and we're at Transwest of Fountain off of I-25 exit 128, about a quarter mile west. My name is Chris Capper. If you're interested in this, please give me a call. You can reach me on my email at chris.capper, K-A-P-P-E-R, at transwest.com, or you can call me directly on my cell phone at area code 813-333-2988. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a good day.